Did he leave this? Did he leave here?
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
That's why I said this motherfucker, man.
Oh, I thought you were talking shit about me because I was like, my fucking computer is being a piece of shit.
No.
Not this time. You fucking guilty ass piece of shit.
I'm just afraid that daddy always yells at me.
It's like, damn.
My white skin really is punishing me.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks to do a show with some minorities.
Okay.
The pelvic pariah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
Talk your shit.
That name, bro. Bro, Teen Talk has helped me come up with like 4 or 5 other stage names. Like real shit.
4 or 5 different AKAs.
Exactly, bro. Just also known as the twat interpreter. Like what is
The coochie crook.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
You can't have that one though. That one's mine.
That's great. That's
Nobody
great.
wants it, Adam.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be the coochie crook.
That's why you have the situation that you have.
That's why you have the situation that you have. I can't fuck with
I never got no direct message from you either. Fucking stooge.
Yes, you did.
I mean, I'm looking
How
at
did
it
I
right
get
now.
the vibration of the notification, you prick?
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It's not there. It's all good.
Hey, one of my students was messaging me and he was telling me he was relating one of my own story. You know how you give a person a story and they give it back to you years later. Kind of like that, exactly. Yeah. Exactly like that almost. And he was relating it to me in his own words and his own journey or whatever. And apparently he's getting in trouble because he's taking everything a little too seriously and getting carried away.
Like with using what you're teaching him?
No, using with what he.
I mentioned you since you don't know how to use Twitter.
From other people.
This fucking guy. Always, you should be black because you put shit off on everyone else so fast. You never own shit. You are so quick to put it off on somebody else.
Yeah, nigga stupid.
I sent it. I have a.
Oh wow. Oh my god. You guys are insane.
I got that DM now. For sure it is. Spark. The following material contains strong language and adult content. Please be advised.
This is the Comfortably Poor Podcast, an uncensored, wide open, anything and everything goes podcast. You won't find anything like it. And why is that? Because the Comfortably Poor podcast keeps it 100. 100. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yes. I think Adam's Dan's favorite person.
It's good. It's Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Are we allowed to say that? I don't know that we can say that.
Why
Super
shouldn't
Bowl
we
Sunday.
say that, Adam? Oh, that's a radio thing.
No, I think that's a legit thing though, right? Like it's a trademark name or something. So they say. But yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
we're good.
It's a for some reason they can't hear me on stream. It's a trademark thing, and we have to say the big game.
Yeah.
The big game. And you know what's so crazy is it makes no sense to me, and then it never made sense to me because people know that the Super Bowl belongs to the NFL. Like, it's not like a secret. It's not like anybody can wake up one day and take it and be like, oh, this is mine. I mean, we just know that it's part of the NFL. Like, why be so strict about that? I never understood that.
Well, and like, who, like, why do you get? It's the NFL. Never mind. I'm not even gonna ask that question because I answered it before I.
It's rich white people.
It's the NFL. Yeah, they can do what they want.
Yeah,
they can
it's
trademark
rich white
whatever
people.
they want, and nobody's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
say anything about it. Nobody's gonna test them. Nobody's gonna try and come at them. Like, NFL.
And that's the thing,
trademark every
honestly.
word.
That's what's grown my frustration with the NFL, dude. Like, the fact that the owners of the teams can literally say, fuck how you feel. Because we know you're going to come back anyway. We know that we can still charge these outrageous prices for tickets. That's honestly one of my biggest gripes about sports is this expectancy. To where, like, people can say, oh, I don't give a fuck what we do, or I don't give a fuck what the fans say. They don't care about the fans. It's the one industry where the fans don't matter. And so the fans are just screaming into a void about nothing because unless that owner or that coach or somebody else on that team wants to change something, it ain't going to matter.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that sports in general? Excuse me, isn't that sports in general? Like, that's all these commissioners. NBA's like that, MLB's like that. Like, the NBA, shout out Kobe Bryant. He passes and everyone wants to be like, we're not going to make money off his likeness. We're not going to make money off him, blah, blah, blah. Yet they were selling like Kobe Bryant memorabilia shirts at the game the other night against Portland, and people are, they're selling all their shit and selling, just all kinds of Kobe memorabilia. It's like, we're not going to make money off his likeness and his tragic death, but here we are selling T-shirts and everything else. It's like, all right, fuck out of here, NBA. Eat a dick.
See, and that's
we
the thing.
love it. We
I
love
would be
big
okay if
sports.
it was like a fan
I do.
setup thing. But the fact that the NBA is the one selling the T-shirts, like, knowing that they can make money off of the fact that he died, like, that shit is rough. That's rough.
Yeah. I'll give you that. So it is. It's the big day. And we're still here. A little pregame, a little pre-show, pregame. What's been up in the last week, fellas?
Oh, man, what a week. I've been trying to stay alive. I had to clean my dog. And
do you wash her yourself or do you take her somewhere?
Oh no, lately the last couple times I watched her because the first time in my the first times in my lifetimes I've ever seen like real fleas from another animal. So I've been having to deal with that.
Ew, your dog is dirty. Ew, your dog is like the redneck of the dog world. Ugh. Ugh.
Good thing your girlfriend doesn't have many choices. So here's the deal. She did not get the fleas.
The fleas.
For being dirty. She got the fleas from another animal.
Mangy mutt.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like
It's
the
weird too
cat's
because it's
fault.
not really. Oh, and it was a cat. How pathetic.
Well, the cat
Oh, that
ran
sucks.
off. If you let me finish the story one day, that'd be nice. The cat ran off, and somebody held him for the night because my roommates weren't home. The cats that belonged to, and he got the fleas from wherever he stayed.
Yeah,
So it
cats
literally,
and
like-
dogs just be passing that shit around like, did you fuck that bitch? I didn't fuck that bitch.
Nah,
get it
bro,
from
for
her.
real, it's serious shit.
The animal
Like it
kingdom
happens
is
so fast. It happens so fucking fast, you know? So that's definitely what happened. But Tuesday, I got some really sad news that a buddy of ours passed away. He was with my homies in Washington, and he died from. Well, eventually it ended up turning to kidney failure, and but he went in originally for a blood clot. So it was he was in the hospital since the 19th, and he passed away on Tuesday, later in the day or in the afternoon Pacific time. And
so that
38
quick, huh?
years
Like,
old.
it happened that fast.
Yeah.
Going in from the time going in. Wow.
yeah. Like that's the shit that's so scary, man. Like we were just talking to him and playing games with that motherfucker the night before he went into the hospital. And like smoking together and shit. Like it was a normal fucking another day. And when shit like this happens, I'm telling you, it makes you look at life differently, and it makes you look at life like, yo, that shit really can be gone tomorrow. Like that shit is not just a fucking saying, yo. Because the fact that we were really fucking chilling with that dude the day before he went in is nuts. Is nuts. But he was a big Seahawks fan. He surprisingly, there was a lot of like hip hop that he listened to, a lot of older hip hop that he listened to that kind of threw me off. I'm like, man, these white boys know, man. I'm telling you, white boys buy hip hop. But he listened to hip hop. He listened to dad rock. You know, all he country. You know, big country
Would you call it
fan.
Dad rock.
I call it dad rock. I call it classic rock dad rock.
Dad. I've never heard it called that before. That is awesome.
Yeah, dad rock.
Like the Rolling Stones type shit. The Metallica.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones,
I
all that
mean,
shit.
Floyd,
That's
right? Even if you want to start getting
hilarious.
into that,
Dad rock.
that's all dad rock.
That is awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm
But
totally using that.
no, but for today, I thought because he was a big listener of the podcast, he was one of the people in my life that would scream at me about, you know, asking where episodes were. Like he actually really cared. And I don't have a lot of friends like that who fucking care. I have a handful. I got like 2 or 3 that give a fuck about what the fuck I'm doing. But the fact that you have somebody that loyal, like That's hard to come by, yo. That's hard to come by. Somebody who really wants your shit so much where he's like, where the fuck are the episodes? You know what I'm saying? So I f with that heavy. So today, in honor of Tony, we are going to be donating to the Elks Club in Burien, Washington. We are going to take donations. There is a donation link on the YouTube page. If that doesn't work for you, go ahead and send over the smallest donation, anything you possibly can send, to inbox@comfortablypoor.com. That's our PayPal email. We are collecting donations for Elks. Whatever we collect at the end of this show, I know that a lot of people, it's going to be tough today because it's the Super Bowl and people are probably trying to get ready for that and cook and do their thing. So if we don't raise too much today, what we'll do is we'll keep that link up throughout the week, the donation link throughout the week, and we will collect it, probably next live stream or whatever the case may be, and we can slide that off to Elks Club. It's a organization he used to go to all the time. Like, he's got a lot of loyalty there. People fuck with him there. So
And
we're
we'll
donating
match
for
up to
the Elks
$250. So
Yes.
help us try to get to that $250 mark. We'll match up to $250. So let's try and hit $500 in total. If you're currently listening and you knew Tony, or you kind of were part of that little circle that he ran with, hit us up, 844-997-0775. Share a story, whatever you got. Or just give us a call and shoot the shit with us, period. And let us know.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna be talking about everyday normal shit the way we normally do a live. I just wanted to put that out there. This is this is for Tony. This show is specifically dedicated to him. So at any time, if you feel like you need to say something, you need to call. You can totally interrupt the conversation and let us know what you feel about Tony. We don't really care. He was a good dude to us. And funny, very loyal, man. Like I always say, like it's hard to find loyal ass people. The type of people that will be like, yo, fuck you if I see you fuck people over several times. You know what I'm saying? Like, he saw Sam and I get screwed over a lot and was very, very loyal to us when people were terrible to us. So it was good. It was good.
Yeah, so big shout out to him. Rest in peace. And help us hit that mark for today. And
yeah,
see what we
boy.
can do with that. So hit that donate button.
All right, let's
jump
get
into this full
some good stuff, juicy content. Let's piss off some women.
You want to jump right into that first?
Oh, what were you gonna do?
No, that works. Let's get this pulled up here. So there's a dude, and I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but I'm pretty sure this guy's probably single.
I just think it's a little harder for him to find love. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, this doesn't want to play. Well,
Brando.
did we
I know you're
lose
getting
him?
cheeks right now. I know you're getting cheeks. Straight up.
That's too funny. Welcome to the Comfortably
Oh
Poor
my God.
Podcast. You don't know what you're gonna get on this.
No, we
show.
comfortably poor, baby. We're comfortably poor. And this was at a convention apparently for.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
For-
pull this up in a different way. Give me 2 seconds.
So it was a convention that was held, and it was being charged $2,000 to attend this convention, talking about how femininity has ruined the masculinity and positioning of men in life. And this was being run by a lot of like white supremacists, like a lot of the alt-right. Like it was a lot of the alt-right who was
Very
behind this
far
convention.
right-wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was some valid points though, man. Like if I had the $2,000, I would have gone to observe what the fuck they was talking about. I wouldn't have left angry. I just would have left a more understanding of my position as a man is.
I don't know what I'm very interested in what I'm about to. I'm about to do something
844
exciting.
997-0775. If you want to call in on anything, we're gonna play this clip in just a couple minutes, and we are also celebrating the life of Tony, my man Tony Hooten, who passed away on Tuesday.
Where do you get
One of the
off?
biggest fans of the podcast. Where do you get off? Where do you get off?
Where do you get Big Tone.
Yo, my man
Was
Big
that-
Tone. We used to call him the Big House, the real Big House. Well, we used to call him the Big House.
Big House.
Yeah, we used to call him the Big House, and he'd be like, "Excuse me, it's real Big House to you."
All right, I got
That's
it here.
too good.
This is gonna be directly from YouTube.
Yeah.
There's probably gonna be some extra bullshit here, but I had clipped off the beginning.
Let's see.
earlier, But all right, let's see what we got from this guy here. Try and
Let's see what we got.
ish. Think I'm an amateur.
At this rate.
Yo. You really doing that on the mic, bro?
That was
You be
healthy.
doing that
That's
on the
called
mic.
healthy. That's called being healthy, Adam. You don't know about that.
Yo, you be just putting that out there on air like that. That's what you get. It's a slow start to the podcast, people.
Yeah, including your internet.
It's all right.
None of this. Nothing wants to work on my end.
I see that.
Well, it just is irritating because we can do one good show and then the next week it's like not the same. But
No, this every show we do is great, bro. This shit is magic.
And it's because we're on it. That's why.
Exactly.
Not because not
we're
because the
here.
content's good. My voice is here. That means it's already good.
Exactly.
this fucking guy, if his head
I'm
was
always gonna fucking stroke my dick. Like I hate that people think it's wrong for you to stroke your own dick.
Extra Vaseline.
nah, I'll give you
I don't
that.
understand. I'm the shit. I'm better than half you niggas.
Baby oil.
Okay.
Holy jeez. I don't like this weed.
Oh, dude. Why? What happened?
Dude, this shit. Dude, that shit. I feel this shit about soul, bro.
You got one of them street hybrids. And them
Hell
street
yeah,
hybrids be
yo,
putting you on your
exactly.
ass, boy.
Exactly. How'd you know? That's exactly what this.
Yeah, it's some street hybrids, man. Them niggas say it's 50-50, but you know it's 100-100 and fucking you up. It's 100-100 and scattering your brain, boy. Well, that was cute.
W. Search edit
I'm
com.
packing
Oh,
a
you
fat ass
motherfucker.
bowl. Oh shit!
Quick pause to enter.
Shit shouldn't be got through. God damn it.
Bro, you are a
What a shit
podcaster, not an
show.
advertiser for
What a shit show.
NVDA.
What a
What are you
start
doing?
for a shit show. God damn.
Yo, I
I'm so glad to always prove why I'm never the one in the wrong. And it's alive in front of everybody.
This is some real Hannibal and Monty shit.
Well, I got a bong.
Bro, I'm
And,
scared to smoke any more of this weed. Honestly.
I'm taking a hit for my man Tony because Tony was a big smoker. We were smoking together. So it's only right that I take a hit. It's crazy because
He started going to the same dispensary that I was going to, the only dispensary that I would go to. So I got to reach out to my friend Alicia and let her know. All right. Cheers, comfortably poor fans.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
I'm going to get high for Brando since Brando's fucking fucked down.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
My arm.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Adam don't know about that.
Women should clean. So when you walk into a house and you see mess, why is your lazy ass not doing the right thing and start picking and cleaning shit up?
Yikes. Yikes.
No, this is awesome. This is real shit.
Women,
Pick it up, you nasty bitch.
cut to the chase here. Women
Whoa.
should clean up. Not only should women clean up, women should clean up unprompted. And I'm going to tell you why. It's very, very simple. We live in a world where things need to be fair. 50
Turn it up, bro.
gender equality.
Yeah, please, I was going to ask. If
I
you could.
pay for things unprompted. You don't have to ask me to pay for shit. If we go for dinner, I'll get my wallet out, pay at the end. Don't even check the price of the bill. My card always works.
God damn.
Hey, whatever, no problem.
Boss life.
Unprompted, if you're with me, your life is effectively free. Everywhere you eat, everywhere you go, where you sleep, you ain't paying for shit. You ain't getting in my car and I'm asking you for motherfucking gas money. No, I pay for everything, instantly, as a man should. So when you walk into a house and you see mess, why is your lazy ass not doing the right thing and start picking and cleaning shit up?
That's right.
You're sitting there going, that's sexist. Well, it's sexist for me to fucking pay for everything, isn't it, you fucking bimbo? This is the whole world we live in now, double standards. It's okay for me to do the masculine thing, but it's not okay for you to do the feminine thing. It's bullshit. Women should clean. Now, when I say this, girls go, well, I don't like cleaning. No problem. If you don't like cleaning, here, how about this? I'll clean. And when I say I'll clean, I mean I'll hire someone else to clean. Anyway, I'll get the house
Facts.
clean. And you pay for everything. How about that? Oh, no, you can't do that either, can you? Because you're a fucking moron. And you realize that making money is much harder than getting some fucking dishes washed. Then you're going to realize what real work is. Because to pay for shit is much more difficult than keeping a house generally tidy and being a generally pleasant female to be around. Fucking lazy. That's the world we live in now. Females are entitled and fucking lazy. I don't want us to be like some woman hating shit, because to be honest, many men are also lazy and entitled. In fact, all people are lazy and entitled. I hate everyone equally. Don't come at me and call me sexist or racist or any of these things. I hate everyone. I don't care if you're black, white, straight, gay, man, and woman. I hate you anyway. I hate everybody exactly the same. It's the same universal hate. So I'm a very fair person. But I make something very, very clear to my females. You have a choice. Either you can pay for my $300 steak, or you can make sure that I have a nice coffee in the morning and that cup ain't sitting around with some fucking coffee-stained bullshit. And my house is nice and clean, pristine, the way it should be. And I'll ensure that we're living a good life, because I got more dollars than balls, and I got a whole bunch of balls for you stupid-ass hoes.
All right. other than the drivel at the end.
Dude, all
Other
of
than
that
the
was
drivel at the end.
Every last
Dan,
bit
you
of
didn't
that
tell
was
us you were speaking at a
holy
convention.
shit. Oh,
Other than the drivel at the end. What's
no
wrong
idea.
with this? What's wrong with this?
You're going on a convention, Dan.
What's wrong with this? That's the question to you guys. What's wrong with this,
It's a
fellas?
bit aggressive. It's a bit aggressive.
Oh, just like women saying how much they hate men nowadays? Just as aggressive. But go ahead, continue.
Well,
Why is this wrong?
I don't think the aggression is the actual problem, but that's just me. Adam, you can finish what you were saying. But there's...
I mean, it's yeah, women can say all this stuff, but okay, let me I'm going to try and be careful with my words here. I understand the differences about what I'm about to say. Okay? I'm just trying to lay some examples here. So there's arguments that black people make that in certain circumstances they say or feel a certain way or act a certain way because of what history has dictated for them based off the way white people treated them. In this situation, the way we're seeing women speak about men today, I feel it's similar in that sense, is that women are speaking out now because of how they were treated in, going back to the teens and 20s and 30s and 40s, like the women were not...
Makes sense.
Much before
women
that.
were not allowed to say things, do things, whatever it might be. So it's
Right.
similar in that sense where, there you have two groups of people that are now, as years have passed and times have changed and evolution has happened and course of nature takes place, they're speaking out against the way that they were treated. They're speaking out against the individuals that, quote unquote, held them down or kept them out of the spotlight. And so I think we're kind of seeing this surge in women feeling that, or not even feeling, just knowing that they are on an equal level with a man or should be on an equal level with a man.
Yeah,
I think
that they
that's what
can
we're
be
seeing.
on an equal level.
And that's why
Right.
we're seeing more women speak out today against men and against corporations, against whatever, against business, against their work ethics and whatever else. We're seeing that take place.
Fair.
I got that.
Why is this wrong to you, Brando?
Okay. This person specifically, it's not, I don't believe in right and wrong. I've said that before. The whole concept of right and wrong to me are just based on people's opinions. Whether or not those people have informed opinions or not is something completely different. This guy has his way of doing things, and it's going to attract a certain type of person. Now, if you ask me, it's not going to attract a person that has a lot of respect about themselves, because he's out here essentially and admittedly preaching a form of degrading and hating. Like nothing positive seems to be coming from that, but money and maybe some sort of physical gratification. Now, again, that's going to attract a certain type of person, and if that's what he wants to do, by all means, then he subjugated himself to those sorts of people. That's not per se wrong. I don't hear him outright advocating violence or anything necessarily outwardly harmful or too obviously harmful. Again, outside of the, sort of degrading, hating sort of attitude that he seems to have, not just towards women, but he doesn't seem to realize it, but I see it as towards himself. So if that's what he wants to do, by all means, he has the idea.
Why? So let me ask you a question.
Call it ultra conservative. I mean, you can.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Labels for it.
And I'm understanding everything you're saying. You guys are saying, but why is it? Why is it kind of looked down upon when a man speaks this way? but a woman fighting back is praised and celebrated.
Easy.
If that's the case, I just don't think that. I think that, I mean, if we're going to have conventions like these, and we're going to have just conventions about anything, right? People are going to scream into the void about absolutely anything, but it just seems like there's more of a workup when a man puts a convention together and wants to say these kinds of things. And I don't get that. Like,
okay.
have the same outrage. Have the same outrage for women doing the same thing and teaching little girls, feminist language.
Okay, so
that says to hate men.
Adam kind of got into it a little bit, but maybe I'll try to stand on the nail a bit harder. Women have not just been dealing with this since the teens, 30s, 20s, earlier in this previous century, the last 5, 10 centuries.
Sure.
They've been dealing with this since the beginning of time. Like, this is a lot of women. Now, I'm not going to say all, because there have been tribes where women have actually been the leaders. They've been the one doing a lot of what we see today as the masculine work. It's not always men that are, but in our Western culture, what we are used to as women haven't done. And again, that's nothing new. It's thousands of years old. Women having being treated like second-class citizens. So this uproar that we're hearing now, not only is it long overdue, it's to be expected. And here's another thing too. Women are also vulnerable. They're not like men in that, in times of strife and such things, women get killed. Women are the first to be enslaved, so on and so forth. They have very good reasons to want to stick together, and they have very good reasons to want to be wary of men's these sorts of things. When you hear a man go out and say the things he's saying, especially the way he's saying them, again, presentation and how you package it matters. It goes back to the girl who was doing the climate change thing. A 16-year-old girl using explosive rhetoric, preaching to world leaders and essentially talking down to them, or at least that's how it would appear. It appears to me as if this person's using very hateful undertones and very spiteful speech, very angry speech, and a very, just like Adam said, aggressive package. It just doesn't look good. I could get his points across 10 times better than he's actually saying them and make women like them more. He just sounds like an asshole. There's a difference between being
like
politically
him
incorrect.
Or like what you're saying more.
No. He sounds like an asshole the way he's actually saying what he's saying.
Right.
I'm saying.
So it's the words that he's saying.
No, it's not even the words. Again, it's how he's saying it. Well, some of the words, yes, absolutely, some of the words, but also how he's saying the words. I'm not. You don't have to be weak. You don't have to be Olympic. You don't have to be anything negative or anything appearingly feeble to politely and firmly state the way things are saying. He just comes off as a fucking prick, and no one's gonna listen to him. Like people,
to add on to my question,
when I hear a prick, I want to be a prick back. It doesn't make me want to listen to your ideas. It doesn't make me want to have a conversation.
To add on to my question, do you think? How long do you think? And I know that women still go through stuff today, so I'm not ignorant to that. But in the world that we live in now, that women actually do have access to the to equality, to having the same opportunities, same financial, you know what I'm saying, status as men. When are people going to just be able to talk about how they feel within their situation? What the fuck?
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, go ahead. My shit just freaked out over here.
All right. No, I was going to say, when people learn... Look, I can say this. Nowadays, people are having better and longer, greater, more long-lasting and fruitful conversations than ever before. Things are a lot better now than they have been. You can actually have an exchange of ideas. The internet has provided a lot of that for us. That's good. The bad part is, and a lot of people have put this on Trump, a lot of people have put this on feminism, but we're just in an explosive time now where there are some radical transitioning things happening that people vehemently disagree about. The religion thing, the LGBTQ thing that's going on in the world at large. This whole, sort of race realism, race non-realism.
How long do you think till men can do this without being looked at as sexist?
It's whenever again, I think men can do it now. This guy specifically is an inflammatory case. I think people who hold his views exactly can have much more reasonable presentations and have better conversations than he appears to be able to have. I think
agree.
this person specifically seems to be flagrant. Like,
I think there's a way that a man could lay this out.
let me use that word. Yeah.
And
I mean, Lisa kind of did that for us. A woman did that for us, which was very fucking grateful. That was very pleasant. And you'll be hearing that. You'll be hearing that tomorrow, everybody. We had a love doctor on who spoke about, women kind of losing their sense of femininity, but also having, but also embracing their masculine traits in the office, and when they're at work and doing whatever hobby is making them their side money or whatever the case may be. Like, you can have that same access to everything.
Can I just say that, like, there's a few other things too about this guy. There's things that you can tell from a guy who gives a presentation like that, assuming he's being completely honest with the way he's delivering his speech and the message that his speech is delivering. You can tell a few things about a guy like that. Adam, you made a joke when a little bit before about him possibly being single. I think there's some truth to that, and I also think that the girls, again, that are attracted to that, there's usually something else there that,
like daddy issues.
Yeah, exactly. that would be a good place to start. Yeah, daddy issues. Like, that's some serious push for some sort of perfective complex. I mean, my coffee stain. You require coffee mugs not to be stained. If there's one stain,
Are most men
there seems to be some sort
that
of
fall into this
implicit
category
threat under what he's saying.
No. So, do you think that's an exaggeration to explain how small and mundane her argument towards me might be about something? Do you know how easy it is for a man to drop status in a woman's eyes? If he has less money, if he doesn't, provide the same way, if he doesn't fuck her good enough continuously, there's so many things that a man can lose on in keeping a woman happy. And I think that's just an exaggeration to say, like, you want to complain about something as small as this, or you want to try to make me out to be a bad guy because of this and this and that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to exaggerate this I don't want no coffee stain. I don't know if that is a real thought by men. They are pieces of shit.
I know.
But I also believe that if you're doing public speaking, you exaggerate things a little bit, and you use examples, and you kind of go. Listen to the shit that we say sometimes. It's outrageous shit that we know it's a played up thing. The mics are on. We're having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, public speaking.
So you think that there is a bit of this is jazzed up for
a play up?
This is
a play up?
Like,
you're a fucking moron and all
like
that fucking cursing about women? Do you, like...
You know what I got from this? When I heard that, you know what I immediately thought of too? With it, because he's obviously speaking at some sort of event, and there's a part of me, and I know that this isn't how the person I'm about to mention talks necessarily. He doesn't talk about women like this, but he's combining like his men rule mentality crossed over with Gary Vee, because Gary Vee is very passionate about his business. and he curses
Pushing
a lot
the
in his
point
speeches. Yeah,
is
and
very
so he's doing
like
the same thing, but with his manpower. Shit.
and that's why I ask so like harshly, like, is it because of the words that he's using? Because honestly, it's public. I feel like it's public speaking. It's a little bit of a play up, and he's exactly right, bro. Every other fucking word is a fuck this and a fuck that for Gary V. But he makes his point, and people really feel that shit because he's talking like us. He's talking like everyday people.
Yeah, but you're
You know
I
what I'm
think you're putting
saying?
too much emphasis on swear. It's not just the swearing. It has nothing to do with the swearing per se.
Well,
The
it's
swearing,
the aggressive.
But it's the swearing and it's the swearing
also.
and the swearing and the like the comparisons and the whole like exaggeration of the play up of the coffee stain and
here's the thing.
You're a moron
If
and blah
public
blah
speaking,
blah.
Public speaking is as public
That did
speaking
make me
does.
chuckle.
If you're going to be a public speaker, there's a point where you use hyperbole. But if you're talking about the fundamentals of with what you believe, then I'm going to take you at your word. I mean, yes, we get on here and joke around, but I think we bring it pretty real and to the point. When it comes time to talk about what we actually feel and what we actually believe, we bring it. And we're not joking around.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And
I don't know. Either
I
way,
just wanted to make one.
I obviously don't feel like this guy, but look,
I understand everything you guys are saying. I'm not like I'm only asking out of devil's advocate and what I'm saying.
He believes, and if that's how he feels, he has the right to feel that way. And
I'm sure this is rooted also in anger, right? Like I'm sure that there was a girl or a few girls that really pushed him to this point. Like, guys have to be pushed to a point like that. I don't think you just wake up one day and go, I want to fucking hate women. Some gold-digging bitch was a messy woman.
She went
but
3
still
knuckles deep on him.
expected for, like, I mean, but still expected for that nigga to pay for everything. But I come home and, like, you have clothes all over the place. You have fucking, dirty dishes and shit. Like, it's only fair. And I always say this, too. Like, people try to make it a sex thing and a sexist thing, and I get it because of past oppression. But it should be equal the other way around. Whoever it shouldn't matter about sex. And that's where I'm definitely progressive with it, where I say, if the man is home, bitch, and she's the one who's making the money, nigga, you better be cleaning up that house. You better be doing shit for her, making everything a lot easier for her. It's just respect.
You think this guy's
So
just
I'll say it.
aggressive in the bedroom? You think he's just grabbing her by her ears and just fucking the shit out of her?
If he believes enough to do a public speech about it, I believe that it's this aggressive in his life. But more so to the point, would he argue that same point for men? If the woman is paying for everything, right? If the woman is paying for everything.
Well, he said that he'd be okay with that, except he wouldn't clean the house himself. He's going to pay for someone to clean the house. So I mean, he said,
which is perfectly fine. However you get it done.
Job. Yeah.
However you get it done, right?
Let's go to the phones real quick.
But if
we had a phone call.
Yeah, let's do it.
Or go ahead. If you want to finish your thought real quick.
No. That's all I really had to say. But would he argue the point the other way around in that women, if women were the breadwinner and they were the ones paying for all the dates and they were the ones paying for everything, would he give in the same way he expects her to give in? That's the only way we would know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're probably not going to find that
So,
out. I'm going to guess that he's
we're never
not
gonna find
going
out.
that way, though.
Oh, yeah, me too. But it's fun to talk
one
about.
way. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's very one way. You're live. Go.
Hello. I wanted to answer first. I wanted to answer Dan's last question. Would they give in on the other side after having dated one for a year and a half? The answer is no. They're all like this. They're all like, it's disingenuous because I would absolutely, if you wanted to do the house, if you wanted to do cleaning, be my guest. I would absolutely be the woman that paid for shit if you clean my house. That'd be great. But they don't like, first of all, his accent was all over the place, which just also made him feel very fake.
He did say, like, proper, really
Like,
funny. He said,
sounded like
proper.
either from Canada or Australia, and I was like, what the fuck? What is your accent? What are you?
I thought Canadians were nice.
I need to know. But I definitely used to date somebody like this, and I ended up doing a lot of everything. Actually, I ended up definitely doing.
You want equality, right? You want equality?
50% of the work.
You want equality?
Hey, shut up. I let you talk for an hour. Shut up.
Yikes.
No, it would be great if it was equality. I would be fine if it was equality. But it was me doing 100%, paying for shit, going to the grocery store, cooking, it was everything. He didn't do shit. And
That's
it's
tough.
a game. And there comes a point where you do get, as much as men get jaded, women get it too. And I think that's what you have. Unfortunately, you have those men that really fuck it up. And I want to come to Dan's defense because
Oh,
for
boy.
a second, because his former friend said some really horrible, horrible things to the woman that he was married to. Would call her awful names and be actually serious about it. And Dan held him fucking accountable. He said, you're going to knock that shit off right now. You are not going to say that shit to your wife. Not to the woman that you're married to. Not to the woman who works and cooks, because she worked and cooked for him. Another person.
Well, my whole thing was if you're gonna talk to her like that, you're not gonna do it in front of me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this chick is the reason why you get around places. Okay, you got it with a sighted chick so she could drive you places. So not only does she drive you places, but she fucking cooks for you and she works all day while you're at home just fucking chilling, smoking hookah and hanging out. Like, how dare you? How dare you fucking call your woman names? It's just respect,
Yeah,
dude.
that's a
It's
tough
just
one.
all
That's a tough
respect.
one.
Legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta show the women a little respect, especially
Come
if you
on,
took
man.
the time to marry her, and you obviously
Right.
saw something there. So, I mean,
I don't
I'm
know,
not gonna
man.
I'm not gonna
It's just
condone
the
it
whole-
in any sense. But if you're just dating or something, I mean, and some things slip out, whatever.
and-
Like,
Don't be disrespecting your girl. Don't be like, don't be bitch this, bitch that. But at the same time, like, if it does slip, you know I'm only playing with you,
You're not
shorty.
married.
But once, like, if like I'm playing with you. But once I put a ring on that finger, like that shit doesn't even. It's not even remotely funny. There's nothing even a joke about
Yeah.
it.
No, I marvel at the shit that women say today, at the I hate men shit, because it's definitely both sides. But I marvel at some of the shit women get away with saying today, and it makes me sick. It really does.
women power.
Women power.
Hooray.
Well, women power. I don't know if you heard about this little article, but women power is no longer partnering with Black Lives Matter because they were apparently snubbed at the Women's March for talking about stuff going on in other countries. So, women power for you.
Who was snubbed?
Black Lives Matter
Oh.
at the LA Women's March.
Oh, they're all
People weren't
violent
allowed
too.
to speak.
They're all violent.
Yikes. Yikes.
Ugh.
That's a tough one.
I also just wanted
They're
to
via
share
Antifa, right? You like
our
Antifa?
friend Antifa. Antifa's not a thing. It's just like Alex Jones is fake. Alex Jones is just an actor.
Oh my god.
Oh man. But I also wanted to remember our friend Tony, and
Yeah.
say that I will definitely be donating. I don't know how much, but it will be in the 10 to 20 range, I think. A lot of people don't know that Tony and I actually work together at the same table for about 2 to 3 months. Like the very, very tail end of my job. Dan wasn't there anymore, and Tony, I had ended up getting moved up to Tony's department because I had been injured, and it was definitely the best thing I could have done. Tony was fiercely loyal. By that time, it felt like we had all known each other for years, because like even our first 2 weeks of being in Washington, Tony was inviting us to shit. Like it was just always so chill, and the fact that he was just here is still, I think, the most jarring thing for me. Like you were just fucking here. What? Like, what is this?
Yeah, that's crazy that happened like that too. Like when Dan said that earlier, that he went in, get checked up or whatever, wasn't feeling too hot, went in, and then boom, just gone. It's like, damn. Like, obviously,
How old was he?
people can go in the blink of an eye, but like to go that fast.
38.
That's crazy.
He just turned 38.
Especially
December
especially for a
30th.
fighter, 'cause
Oh my god.
yeah, he just turned 38. He had just turned 38. Like, this man had some life experience. This man had to have been 60-something in a 38-year-old's body.
But
He had
wait,
fucking life
did he
experiences.
when he went to did he have any like history of problems with the problem that he had?
Well, he was a big dude, Brando. He was a big dude, but that was genetic. He barely ate. We saw him barely eat just a little bit throughout the day. It
I
was
used to give him
craziness.
so much
But
shit. I used to tell him he ate like a
but-
bird.
but
But do you think the size messed with his kidneys or something?
so the size caused a blood clot.
Oh, okay,
You got a
okay.
blood clot that formed in his thigh all the way to and it spread to his knee, and then it broke off at some point and went up into his lungs, so it was suffocating him,
I gotcha.
And
Oh,
so he was in the hospital for a week, but breathing tube, trying to stabilize his heart throughout the whole time. And then, he was doing good. He was doing good. He was actually responsive. He was talking. And then he would break out into sweats again. And so,
That's crazy.
craziness.
very crazy.
Craziness,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks for the call, Sam. Appreciate
Thank you for the call.
Of course, love you guys. Appreciate
Hit that donate
you.
button. I want to talk about this for a quick second too. Again, if you want to comment on anything we talked about, 844-997-0775, toll free, or local 442-244-9900.
Jesus.
You can text either one of those numbers also, I believe. So, you mentioned Antifa, Dan. So there's a big trial going on in Portland right now. This dude, Jeremy Christensen, he is being charged with murder for killing.
I do want to confirm. I'm sorry to cut
go
you
ahead.
off. I do want to confirm he was never talking. He was responsive though. He was stabilized at several points. So I just wanted to confirm that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
So this Antifa shit is crazy. So this dude was a part of, I believe he's a part of the Antifa shit. He's well known. He was a well-known person around here, I guess, for all these different like white supremacist rallies and shit like that. And he's on trial because he was on a Max train, our local light rail train here, and he started like going off on these two Muslim women. And some people got up and started defending them and sticking up for them. And he ended up stabbing 3 of the guys.
I remember this.
And 2 of them died. Yeah, so the trial began this week. And, like, there's a shit ton of, like, cell phone video of stuff that took place. Like, he is yelling, like, hardcore, like, racist shit. And, like, but I'm pretty sure, like, he was a big, like, Antifa guy. Like, he was all over.
Well, he wouldn't be Portland. Antifa. He would be classified as the fascist. The Antifa are the hella hardcore leftists
maybe that's what I'm
that
saying.
are.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant. That's what
I got what you're saying.
Said Antifa,
I got what you're saying,
me
though. He was a straight
that.
fascist, though.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember this story vividly because.
Yeah, it was 2017.
I remember.
In 2017.
Yeah, and I remember. I think there was like video that came out after the situation. And I remember seeing that video.
Yeah. There's a bunch of video.
And I was like, man, like, to think, first of all, the fact that the trial's happening almost 3 years later is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But, man, I forgot that was in Portland, though. Wasn't in Portland where those white supremacists held up that building, that government building, and they had a standoff with police.
I feel like
they
that's
eventually
every day
fucking went in
here.
there and raided that building.
Like, we had the they were shutting down immigration.
It was a bunch of guys with guns. Yes. There was a bunch of guys with guns, and they held up the building. They held the building hostage for weeks.
Yeah, they slept outside. They built like barricades around it. Yeah, that was in Portland here. Yeah. Yep.
And they had their guns. And it was that whole conversation, like, if that was black dudes, they would have been killed. It was amazing how all those dudes were white dudes and they got away with it.
Yeah.
How crazy is that shit?
It is a little.
By the way, speaking to that, Darrell Davis was just on
Joe Rogan.
On Rogan.
Was it Davis
and was
or
talking
Williams?
about was it Williams?
I don't know. I know exactly what
but he had a great point. He had a great point about Black History Month. And what he made, what he said as a joke is something that I've always said. Like, how fucked up it is that Black History Month is the shortest month of the year. Like, it's just fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't it all coincide with Martin Luther King's birthday or whatever? Like, so that's why they made it that? I mean, it just happened to be that his birthday landed in February, right? Isn't it? Oh.
It was 2 people. They celebrated 2 people who helped black people. It was Washington and Lincoln. And Lincoln's birthday was in February, and they combined that to be President's Day. Do you guys remember those days being separate or no?
February.
Do you guys remember
Washington
those days
and
being
Lincoln's
separate?
birthday?
Lincoln, Washington.
I think I remember.
Because I do.
Washington's birthday.
I remember Lincoln Day.
Remember.
I do remember Lincoln Day. And it seems to be like there was only a few states that celebrated it. I looked it up the other day, but I wasn't sure if you guys heard of that. But This guy on Rogan was speaking about how like we should get rid of focused months. Black History Month, Women's History Month. This idea that you should only set aside these times to celebrate these people when the rest of the time the same white people are being celebrated. All white people are being celebrated. And in Black History Month, it's only the
Are we
same
really
like
being
half
celebrated though?
Half
celebrated
dozen,
is
well, not
more.
celebrated, but taught. But we're only being taught about the same black people. And his point about you ask a kid in June about Harriet Tubman, they're going to confuse them with Rosa Parks because it's not enforced.
Yikes.
Because it's not part of everyday
Is it not enforced,
history.
or is it just the kid is a dumb shit? Like,
No,
What
dude,
is being
because
taught in
there's
schools
not
here?
a focus there. The fact that they're setting a month to something and you're only teaching these people the same 6, 7, 8 fucking people when there's so many other black people that should be
definitely
celebrated.
think that there needs to be more history taught for sure. I
But
follow a guy
that's
on
the thing.
Facebook
Get rid of the
that talks
focus
about that
months
same
and make
things.
it part of regular history. That's the point.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely be on board with that. Allowing
Make it part of regular history.
more-
They
Yeah.
separate it on purpose. It's some racist ass shit. But for the rest of the year, you're celebrating everybody else. All the white people
Yeah.
who made some inventions.
But see, this is where it just gets so muddy for me because I don't want to be the white guy that's gonna say something and
Nah,
people are
just
gonna
say
jump
it,
in my
man.
throat
Like
'cause I'm being racist or whatever. But
people,
it's like,
people at this point should know where you're coming from, and
we're
if they
not
don't, then turn this
celebrating
fucking
all these
podcast
other
off.
white people. We're not celebrating all these other white people months at a time. Sure, their birthday might come and go, but they're not necessarily being celebrated the rest of the year. I think
It's not
that's
even
a
about being
little
celebrated. It's
misleading.
about the history being taught.
But even being taught, there's definitely white
My apologies.
people in our history that have made significant, significant moves in our history, and they don't get talked about. I mean, there's plenty of people that don't get the recognition. What we teach the people who are behind our government. It's not so much the history of people. Like, sure, there's some inventors and things like that, but primarily our history is all about
Bullshit.
presidents and what president did this and what president did that and this war and that war. There's like what?
You know how many times we talk
I
about
mean,
Graham
we get
Bell?
the electric. Okay, the electric, the
Edison.
telephone. It's
those
basic shit that
motherfuckers.
we use every day. But I mean, I don't know.
Okay, what
See,
about the
that's-
black guy that made traffic lights?
I don't know who that is.
But that's the problem. See what I'm saying, Adam? That's the problem. We know about all these motherfuckers who created shit, but the black people that created shit are swept under the rug because we're still every year we learn about Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, like Martin Luther King. We only learn about the
Okay,
people
yeah,
and
so I definitely agree that they need to broaden the category of what they're teaching. 100%. 100%.
there
agree
we
with that.
go. That's all. That's
Like,
all,
I'm not
that's
against
all.
that by any means. Because I
Yeah,
agree,
man,
it's
but we
the
need to
same
stop the
people.
focus
It's the
months. We
same
need to stop the
George
focus months,
Washington
for
Carver,
sure.
Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman.
Because the
MLK,
fact that we
like, yeah.
only feel like it's right to teach it in the month of February, and then the
You
rest
can
of the
only
year,
learn about peanut
it's
butter
not
so many
taught.
times before you're like, I fucking get it. He made peanut butter. I'm a fan.
Dude, I feel like that's my whole. That's why I hated history in school. I felt like I went through the same history class 3 times throughout my whole life, 3 to 5 times throughout my whole life. The amount of times I learned about the 13 fucking colonies is astounding.
Yeah.
The amount of times I heard that over anything else. The Mayans and the Aztecs. You know how many times I heard that over shit about the Holocaust? Like, history to me was such a snooze fest. And it was
It's
because
weird. Like as a
it
kid,
just-
it was, but I'm interested and intrigued by it today.
I love it
as
now.
An older person.
I love it
Yeah.
now. Me too.
And there's
And
parts
politics,
of me that
like,
wish
I just
would've
get all
paid
into
more
it.
attention to it. I wish I would have soaked more of it in, because my brain just doesn't work like it should as a kid. As
That's
an
me
older
too.
person, like I don't soak
That's
as
me
much
too.
in today as I probably would have as a kid. So yeah, no, I definitely wish I would have paid more attention as a kid. Cause
No, right now
definitely
I can't
appreciate
regurgitate like I can the things that I learned as a kid and I still
Facts.
remember today.
Yeah.
I can regurgitate that like a motherfucker, but the shit that I learned today, if you try to test me, I'm a bad test taker. If you try to test me on some shit, I am failing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm failing. Absolutely fucking failing.
Brando, where do you stand on Black history?
I feel like Black history, as far as like, Black American history, is like American history. I feel like it's.
I love when I ask
American.
Brando a question because he comes in like he's
We're in
getting ready to
America,
write an
Brando.
essay.
Brando,
I feel like Brando's getting ready to write an essay. He's like,
I
what
went to
I
an
feel
American
about Black
school
history.
in an American city in an American state. So yes, we do learn about our country, just like if you live in England and
No, that's
you
not
learn
what I
about
mean.
your
No,
country.
That's not what I mean. I mean Black history. Black history is a part of American history. It's not like it's a lot of people try to keep it separate, like it's like some sort of separate thing. It's a part of American history,
so
and I
we're
think it's the
agreed.
part of American history that people don't like to necessarily fess up to per se. There's a lot of really
Sweep it
ugly
under the
things that
rug.
happen. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of ugly things that happen in Black history that this country doesn't like to talk about, and doesn't want to fess up to necessarily. But Black history to me is part of American history, and it is. I think it should always be remembered. I think it should be practiced. I'm sorry, practiced. I don't know where the hell that came from. I think we should pay attention to it. But I will be honest.
Practice
I'm not
Black
like some of these. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the hell.
I don't know what part of that Black history we're supposed to be practicing, but I'm pretty sure they did away with that like 250 years ago.
No. Let's not practice Black history or Black history onyx. No. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I don't get obsessed with it like some people. Some people like they go real. I guess one way of practicing it would be they had like big charts and shit. What did you name one person on this day and what did that person do? Tell us a bit about that person's life and all this other shit.
Let me ask you this, Brando, and forgive my stupidity because I'm just a dumb jock. But
It's okay.
you have a daughter that
Yes.
resides in Australia and
Yes.
presumably goes to Australian schools.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think their history is probably slightly different than ours. Do they learn about Black history the same way that America teaches Black
No.
history? I know it's not the same, but is there
No,
any?
they don't, because that's not
No?
that's not their that's not their
It's
history.
not a thing.
That's not their
Okay.
history. The
Right.
Black history, as we know it, is the history of Black America, as seen from the inception of the colonies all the way up until where we are today, and all
Right,
the
right,
influential
right.
people who came
In
with
between.
us in between there. Yeah.
So what is history like in Australia?
Um,
Just because that's a country I'm assuming.
I mean,
you're
I'm
familiar with.
not. Yeah, very little, but I'm no Australian historian. It was seen as a convict colony of sorts, way back when for the English. Eventually was colonized, and we have Australia. It's not like they didn't like. I mean, relevant to the conversation of what we're talking about now, they didn't have the huge slave plantations that we have now. That we used to have. Forgive me. They've got. I guess their problem with their minority class is struggles that they have with the Aboriginal people. They're natives, you know. There have been some pretty bad abusive treatments of Aboriginal people in Australia on record over the years.
Aboriginals, aren't they the cannibals? Isn't that what they're
Were they
known
can?
for?
I don't know that they. I don't know that they're necessarily like doing that now, but
Aboriginals
they
were
might have been. They might have been way
Experience
back in
with
the
cannibalism back in the day. I'm not saying now, but a while
past. I'm
back.
not sure either.
Interesting.
Cannibals.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
just
I
give it a heads up if you are tuning in right now. We are dedicating this live show today to our buddy Tony, who passed away on Tuesday. We miss Tony, and we love him, and we are taking donations and matching up to $250 to the Elks Club in Bryant, Washington. It's a place that he frequented with his girlfriend Stasia, who we should be hearing from in a few. And that would be she specifically cited them as the place that would absolutely appreciate it, and he would have loved for them to get all the money in the world. So the Elks Club, shout out to them. They've been really cool, and we're gonna make sure that we get them taken care of on behalf of our Tony.
Where do you get off?
Where do you get
so
off?
is that was that something he always said? Where do you get off?
So yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke about. It was a joke that happened at our job, and in the women's bathroom, because there was a girl that would come in who sounded and looked like a bird. She sounded like a little parrot. She was like, "Where do you work? Where do you work? Hello, hello. Where do you work?" And eventually it turned into like, dude, are you gonna ask me where I get off? Are you gonna ask me where do you get off? And so like it just became a running joke saying,
Where do you get off?
Where do you get off? Where do you get off? And so and Tony would just, with his fucking just angry grandpa voice, would just definitely drag it out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. Oh, the characters that work in blind facilities is fucking amazing. If anything, go take a tour of the Lighthouse of the Blind in Washington and take in all the fuckery. Tony died, so I can shit on that place now without him getting in trouble. I fucking hate that place. I really do.
Well, a lot of those places are, let's be honest, I mean, it's borderline slave labor. Like, forgive the terminology,
1000%.
You get it. You get what I'm saying. It's highly
And the only
underpaid.
reason why they pay $15 an hour is because it's city and state regulated. Washington approved or Seattle approved the $15 minimum for minimum wage. So
Yeah.
that's why they pay. I mean that they don't want to pay that shit. And the only
you guys
reason
get
why they
40 hours
can
a
is
week?
because they work for Boeing. But let me tell you something. 98% of that building's revenue, the money they make, is from Boeing. If Boeing said, we are cutting your contracts tomorrow, they'd be out of business. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, that's shout out to the homie Slim. That's kind of what happened to him. He was working a government job in Arizona doing stuff with the military, and the military cut funding. I believe it's how it went down. Military cut funding to his contract, and boom, just like that, 10 years of work, he was out of a job, just because the contract went away, basically. So,
My God.
yeah, I mean, and the crazy thing, so that's what I was asking. Did they give you 40 hours? Did you get 40 hours a week?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Because, see, there was a company like that here in Portland for quite a while. It wasn't Lighthouse. It was a different company. I think it was called like OIB, Industries for the Blind, Oregon Industries for the Blind. And they paid you minimum wage or even a little over, but they'd only give you like 20 hours a week. So they're paying you more money to meet the legal standards, but then they don't give you all the hours.
They don't want to give you full hours so that they don't have to give you benefits.
Yeah. So
That's what it is.
like,
They don't have
was
to give
such
benefits under
shady
20
shit.
or at 20.
Yeah. It
It's
was
crazy.
Shady shit. Welcome to the blind world, people.
Nah.
Just a little peek.
But
we got
that
another call.
anything
Let's go to
that's
the
a
phone
part
lines.
of like, hold on, anything that's a part of National Industries for the Blind or Ability One, if you see any of those company names behind any jobs that you do, beware. I'm telling you, beware.
Yeah.
Phones, baby.
Phone
phones.
lines.
You're live. Go.
Good afternoon.
How goes it?
Hello.
It goes well. How's it go there? Hey.
What can
Great
we do
show
for
today,
you?
you guys.
What happened?
What can you do?
Thank
for
you.
me?
Are you an angry woman?
So, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
you
Wait
a-
after this call ends. We'll give her something to be mad about. She had to talk to us.
Are you a shim?
Wait, what, sorry?
Are you a shim? What?
But anyway,
I was just asking. Better than
I just
better
wanted
than
to
the same.
give a quick hello, and I did want to say that I'm really happy that you guys are doing this for Tony, and I definitely know that he would appreciate everything that you guys are doing.
I love Tony. Love the house.
Big shout
I
out.
love Tony too. It was really unfortunate. I saw him. Actually, Hyel and I saw him 2 days before he passed.
Damn. 2
Yeah.
days?
He
What
was,
happened? How
days.
was he? Then.
He was sleeping, so I didn't really have too much. But he was apparently running a fever of like 104, and his skin was pretty hot to touch. Apparently, I didn't get to physically touch him to know, but like obviously. But his mom and his dad were there, and they were telling us what was going on. So
Was he originally from
it was really unfortunate.
the Washington area, or did he go there for
Yeah,
different
he's a
purposes?
Washington boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
originally from Washington.
Okay. Shout out.
He
Yeah,
does
his whole
the same
family.
thing you do with the stupid not pronouncing your G's. So that's one of the
Yes,
many
fucking
things
West
you can
Coasters
give
piss
instead
me
of
off
that.
about that shit. You guys say
Oh my
something.
God.
Like you don't put the G. You don't put the G. You
No.
end at the N.
There's-
Yeah, Adam.
It's THIN apostrophe bitch. SOME.
Yeah, no, you sound like a fucking cholo, a leaning cholo every fucking time, nigga.
Something.
Let me get something. let me get something.
Let me something.
No, but it's
Too funny that you guys
more
noticed that.
elongated, bro. It's more elongated. It sounds like
My lady and I are doing this today.
this is what we're doing.
It is dude.
This is what we're doing.
I
Today
didn't know
for the
that was a. So you guys have noticed this.
That's a West Coast
predominantly
thing.
With
I know.
Definitely.
Not Pacific Northwesterners.
just West Coast
just
in general.
like West Coast, yeah, because I used to
We're
make
West
fun of
Coast and not West
one of my
Coast.
exes. I used to make fun of one of my exes, and it's a big Latin thing. You guys are like heavily influenced by the like Mexicans out there, and I think that it sticks that because she was Mexican, and she used to say like all. How do you say the color PINK?
Pink.
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 Okay, so he says it so you have it a little bit, Adam. So you say pink instead of pink.
Huh?
Pink.
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 Pink. Pink. The
It's
pussy.
pink.
what?
Fucking-
What?
It's pink.
I love this shit.
I'm missing something.
Yeah, but there's
I feel like
the
I just
I
got
is more of an
scammed.
E, like in Spanish, like,
Pink.
and that's a big West Coast thing.
Well, what do you? Is it? So you're gonna say pink,
Pink.
So, pink.
pink, pink, pink.
He has to think about it.
It's pink, Holmes.
Pink Holmes.
I'm getting down with my pink side, vato. I
Oh
don't.
my god.
I don't know. I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Shay, I'm glad you got to see Tony. Thank you for calling. I'm so glad that somebody who got to see him was able to call it and tell us
Of
at least a
course.
little bit.
Of course.
For sure. Big shout out, Shay. Thanks for listening to the show.
Also,
Yeah.
real quick. He was sedated a lot of the time, so he was never responsive. The only time that he was actually talking to people, was when he went in. From then, he just never spoke. He could hold your hand, he could squeeze it, but that's all he could do.
So he was at peace. That's the best way you got to look at it. Like, he didn't have to talk to you motherfuckers anymore. He's like, oh, thank God. Jesus.
And that's so really Tony. That's so funny though.
I'm done with you
Goddamn,
guys. Jesus.
I'm
Your
fucking
jokes
out of here.
aren't funny. I don't want to have to keep roasting you
Didn't
guys.
mean for it to literally die when she said to die quieter, but
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Cool. Appreciate the call, Shay. Thanks for calling.
no problem.
Unreal.
Yeah. Big
I'm sad I
Big
finished
shout
the
out.
Red Bull.
big shout out to the homie Tony. Glad we got some people to call in on his behalf.
Hell
So,
yeah. Donate link
again-
is in the YouTube if you're just tuning in, and you can also, if the link doesn't work, you can just send your donation to inbox@comfortablypoor.com.
And we're matching. We're matching
we
up
will-
to $250.
We're going to be matching. And also, we, since I know today is Sunday and it's Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to have this throughout the week. We're going to be promoting it throughout the week. And we'll collect it by next week in order for us to fully make sure that Tony is honored the right way.
Yeah.
So.
And you want to join in, call any of that kind of stuff, toll free 844-997-0775 or 442-244-9900. You guys ever been put in a position where the homie was smashing your girl, or you knew somebody where
Bruh.
your homegirl was, she had
Oh, man.
somebody that was smashing her dude?
I'm so glad you're going to do this.
Wait. Back up.
Never me.
Smashing.
I had dudes tell me before, like, yo, they would put themselves in scenarios of fucking my girl. And I'm just, and I
Whoa.
never, and
I
I
think we'll just
never
put
knew.
themselves
And
there.
Like, what do you
and I
mean?
was
Like, they were
well,
thinking
I
about
mean,
your girl while they were beating their dick?
No. Like, if it
Is
was
that
a
a problem?
hypothetical,
We
if
might
there
not
was
be
a
able to be friends
hypothetical, but like to me, it just I never felt I knew how I treated my women, so I never felt threatened, yo. Like there's a lot of security there. Niggas ain't gonna treat my chick like how I'm gonna treat her. You know, Adam punch screens. You know, if he punches screens, what do you think he can do to your woman?
I got broken screens on broken screens.
That means you have aggression that you can't take care of.
That means you need to get that lotion out.
I just don't like when shit doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, like your woman, so you beat her like
Do you
your
guys want to
screens.
play Two Truths and a Lie?
Oh.
Yeah. For TikTok?
Yeah.
Go first.
Okay.
All right, so I was gonna play this, but we'll
I'm
just
blonde.
play this.
I used to play competitive basketball.
Okay, obviously not.
And Victoria's been sleeping with my boyfriend.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
yikes!
What? You've been sleeping with my boyfriend.
I know.
Can you turn the phone off?
No.
Matt,
You've
are
been
you fucking
sleeping-
kidding me?
No.
Turn the phone
No.
off. This isn't funny. Madison, turn the phone off. Stop.
Wow.
So there's a couple things, and I got this at the beginning the first time I listened to it. I don't know if this is 100% real or fake because they say it's for TikTok, and people are always trying to get views on TikTok and grow. You know, TikTok is a growing thing right now. It's Vine.
See, I just
2.0
took that as
basically.
like, oh, we're doing Two Truths and a Lie for TikTok.
But the
like,
end
it's
of
it just played out
she's
for the
being
scenario.
like super Valley Girl fake, and I don't know if these are just Valley Girl fake chicks or blonde chicks or what. But she's like, Madison.
I want to believe that shit was.
God.
I want to believe that shit was real only because the confusion, like the silence, was
She
really.
goes, what?
I feel like that silence was from everybody was so real. That kind of
Yeah.
silence you cannot force. Like that shit is like everybody's
Was she
like,
in the
oh,
wrong for this?
shit.
Or is this a savage move? Because that shit.
I mean, if you're
if
I
it
think
went
it was
out,
kinda
that shit
funny.
went
if
out
you're
to
recording
everybody.
it,
I think
if you're recording it, that's the savage move. And it also is more. It's also savage the fact that you're gonna probably ruin not a friendship, but more so like a situation, like a moment to air out that kind of shit. Like,
Right.
I really, really am about the I'm gonna handle this shit on the low. Like, I ain't gonna try to play you out.
Put you on
Like,
blast.
I'm gonna handle this shit because if I gotta fuck you up, I don't want any witnesses. I don't want anybody
And there's
to
gotta
know.
be part of it too, like, and maybe women don't feel this way, but like as a dude, if one of my boys was smashing my lady and I put that shit out on blast like that on the internet, that's gotta speak something about me too. Like, people are gonna see, like, well, what am I not doing right that she's
But
going
see-
to him?
But that's what I was about to say. Why that? And I always say this to like, fuck the friend for sure. He's a piece of shit. But fuck your lady for giving in.
Doing it. And we talked about
She
that
has
before, I
more
think,
of
on
the
another
responsibility. She has more of the responsibility to not give in to who she knows is in your life. Period. Not cheat on you.
Facts.
Of course, if she's a good woman, if she doesn't cheat on you, but most certainly with the friend, she has that responsibility. So if she doesn't hold that to what the fuck is her thing? I'm fucking her up too. Abso-fucking-lutely.
He said she's getting hers too.
Nah, she's getting it. Now she's the one I would embarrass. I've said this before on the podcast. She's the one I would embarrass. I would fucking film her, and probably not in the act, because obviously I probably wouldn't catch it in the act. This is probably something I would hear more so than catch, because they've definitely been planning. They know when I work because they're my friend. They're my fucking girlfriend, right? Like, they're supposed to fucking know about me. And so, I'm gonna hear about this. I'm not gonna catch it in the act, but I am gonna expose her to her family, because that's where it's gonna hurt. Because she wants her family to look at her as wholesome, as lovely, as my beautiful daughter, my beautiful granddaughter, my beautiful fucking niece, my beautiful fucking cousin, my beautiful whatever. Right? Little do you know she's being a little fucking slut. Little do you know she's being a little fucking dirty cunt. And now I'm about to expose her for what the fuck she is. Oh, YouTube demonetized the shit out of this.
Jesus.
No, it's real. It's real. Don't disrespect me, because I'll always hurt more psychologically. Like, I'm always gonna look for the way that it's gonna fuck with you for a long time, because that's complete betrayal. Even if she even thinks about giving in to one of my niggas flirting with her.
If she did.
Thinks.
You're talking about her with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
If one of my boys attempts to flirt with my girl and she even thinks about giving in, we have a problem.
Yeah. Facts.
We have a problem. We need to talk.
What do you think, Brando? And just like that, Brando has left the building. He's probably got a mouthful.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping or getting some cheeks.
He got a mouthful of butthole in his. As we put him on blast right now. We're doing exactly what he just did. Just putting him on blast.
He was sleeping. Here
he goes.
You was sleeping?
Oh,
you're not here. Oh, dude, listen.
Just left the studio. He's coming back in.
At the end of the day, respect is respect is respect. Yeah. I've always said, like, even with my dudes, girls, like, I'll talk to you I'll talk to her if you come around, if she comes around, and she will be looked out for just like all the other women in the room, right? I'm a natural protector of women, right? But it's going to be on some respectful shit. I don't want to know anything about your woman, though. I don't want her number in my phone. I don't want any access. Like, I'm going to be cordial to her, but I don't need that.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Guys, I want to apologize. These headphones have a short in the cable. And if I move them, dictation and everything start. Yeah, that's why I can hear you, and then I'll go to respond, and I'll be like, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" Guess not, and then I'll have to disconnect.
That's good.
Brando's got the janky
Just like now.
headphones.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, the whole world can hear you explain your broke people's problems.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a bad idea day for you guys. So we have bad internet days, bad audio. Today is a bad audio day.
That's all right.
No, yeah, no. It happens. Adam's had plenty of those.
Can you
this fucking guy?
Hey, Adam, you had an excellent question before I had to disconnect and come back.
I was just asking you what you thought about those chicks putting her friend on blast like that.
I feel like it's just. I guess if you got some strong evidence that she's fucking your boyfriend, by all means, I don't think it's wrong to put her on blast. I mean, but it's your choice how you want to handle business. I probably wouldn't, because I value privacy. I think you can do more things in the shadows than you can in the light. I don't like to splash my business over the front page, and I think that's exactly what that's doing. Like, now we 3 idiots across the country are sitting talking about it and dissecting it, but I also think
Speak
it's
for
your
yourself.
choice.
I'm not an idiot. I'm smart
You
as
just
shit.
called yourself a
yo.
dumb jock. Get the fuck out of here. You're
Apparently I
dumber than
don't
the
pronounce
microphone
my
you talking
G's.
to. Yeah, you don't pronounce those. Shay had to let you
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
Look, I just did it there.
Alright.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's all good. Don't worry. There's all things we do. Like I've got mine too. Little things that I'm trying to think. There was one other thing about that. Oh, you were saying if it was real or not. I think it was. Part of me doesn't think it was real because of the way the girl's asking. She's like, no. She seemed too excited. Like she seemed like she was laughing while she was saying.
At the end, the girl that
Not
the
the
girl
girl
that
that was
was-
trying to tell her to turn it off, but the girl with the camera, the girl holding the camera and stuff.
Right.
The girl kept
Right.
saying, stop. She's
okay,
like,
so you think
"No."
she was more played it up?
Yeah, she like I don't know, but
I don't know. I just think that's how catty women are. I just expect women to sound like that when they're being cat. Like she knew she was setting her up to be a catty little bitch, and that's a typical like. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. That's why women are. This is gonna fucking get me killed. Okay, and but I feel like really. A lot of women's responses are so typically rooted in a dramatized form.
Oh boy.
And if they don't have, if they like that kind of response, you act that way to elicit a response. That's the only reason why you do that. She wanted her to react a certain way. Do you see what I'm saying?
She wanted the chick that was smashing her dude.
The
to
chick
act a
that
certain
was
way?
smashing her dude to react a certain way. She wouldn't have been satisfied any other way had she not played that up and dramatized it for the reaction
Whereas
that
if she would have
wanted
been
to.
like, "You're right. He's not loyal to you."
Yes.
Instead,
boom,
she was
boom.
going for the overreaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was rooted in dramatization in order for her to get the reaction that she wanted. If it was real, that's obviously what I'm saying. If it was real, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to clarify. I'm not saying that that's all women for every situation. I just want to say that that's for this situation and for whenever women are trying to call other women out on some catty shit. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful on some
I'll
like
give you that.
all women are like drama queens. Like I'm not trying to.
no, I
say
wouldn't
that.
say that all women are drama queens, but a lot of times the reason why
No.
it sounds like women are being dramatic a lot of the times is their emotions. Like women are emotional creatures. And they put a lot of emotion into the things that they are
I've heard
that
some
they care
pretty
about,
whiny
that they
dudes.
believe in. A lot of dudes are emotional too, but I mean, when we
Oh,
look at the
dude.
numbers, we know which you know what I mean, identifying gender
Yeah,
more.
for sure.
You think the dude we listened to at the beginning of the show, you think he's an emotional guy?
I think he sounds pretty.
You think behind closed doors he's like weeping in pillows when he watches like 101 Dalmatians and shit like that? Like Lion King when Mufasa dies, he's like sobbing in his shirt.
I mean, he might be weeping.
I think he's a
might
two
be
pump
weeping
chump.
into his fucking sleeve.
I think he might be a two pump chump.
He might
Coming
be
in
kicking
hard.
things and throwing things on the ground like some
Yeah,
sort of
he's not.
5-year-old, like some sort of 5-year-old having a tantrum. I mean, he might be a petulant child. There's not only one emotion. Emotional does not equate to just crying. I mean, he could piss his pants. I don't fucking know. But he definitely doesn't sound like the guy that he thinks he probably is.
Yeah.
Like if he
I
wakes
don't
up with a
know.
guy aiming a gun at him, like he would cream his
Ain't going with
pants.
two pump
Do you
chump.
think there are
That's rough.
any women, any women, and there probably is, that would look at that and be like, "Oh, that shit is hot." Especially
Yes.
when he's like, "Oh, I, you know what I'm saying? I can pull out
Especially
my
at the point
wallet
where he
and
goes,
my
"You're a
card is
fucking
always gonna
moron."
have it."
No.
No,
think it's
when
I
he's
think
like,
it's
"My
the
card is always
degrading
gonna have
parts,
the
too.
money."
Well, of course that, because then that's the greedy, money hungry side of. There's women out there that are like that. That's what they're looking for, someone to support them, and they're willing to clean and cook and do whatever to get that.
And make sure that there's no coffee stain.
Yeah, but there's also a category of woman that enjoys being degraded like that, being called a fucking moron. Like, but that's
the women I like.
Sexual.
That's the women I like.
That's
That's
like
the women I told
when
you
I'm in the
about.
bedroom and I can call
The
her a
women
dirty
that have
fucking
no
cunt, she loves
self-respect
it.
Are the women that will go to those.
I love that.
hot.
Go to those relationships.
I love
Yeah, and Dan wants a woman like, I know he wants a Swedish woman. Dan does.
I love submissive women. I do. But
Why?
I'm only gonna degrade you in the bedroom. I'm never gonna talk to you like that outside of the bedroom. That's that's legit.
So it's
You know what I'm
equal
saying?
outside
In a
of the
sexual-
bedroom. Inside the bedroom, though, you want to have that upper hand. You want to have that power.
In a sexual context, and I don't care if she wants to take over. I don't care if she wants to like push me down and fucking do whatever she wants. Absolutely, do it. There's no. I'm not stopping you to do anything. But ultimately, yes, in the bedroom, I do want to hold a lot of the power. Yeah, absolutely. But in everyday life, I have, and you have the power. Ultimately, too, you can say what the fuck I can do in the bedroom. Like, that's what the whole deal is, right? And so, ultimately, you have the fucking power. But outside of the bedroom, I'm treating you like it's all respect, yo. It's legit respect.
Brando, you're a sexual deviant. Like, what is your?
Submissive women.
You want
dominant
power
women,
both sides of the way, aren't you?
Yeah, I like it pretty evenly split.
He wants it all. He wants it all.
I don't mind if you're dominant. I don't mind if you're submissive. I'll deal with whatever. I'm a switch.
Yeah, see, I think that's where I am. I'm like 50-50.
Yeah.
In the middle. Except for when she puts that gag ball in my mouth. Ball gag.
Ball gag.
10-inch anal plug.
Why do your wrists have lines on them, Adam?
We have a sex swing above the bed.
Vibrating butt plugs.
Chains and leather.
I've got some chains.
Yeah.
Do you wear the butt plug all day so you can get rammed?
I've got some vibrating shackles.
Get that asshole prepped?
Or not vibrating
That's-
shackles, what am I saying? Velvet shackles.
There's a video. Maybe we can save this for another stream, but I'll talk a little bit about it. There's, and it goes along with we talked about it in the previous episode. Fetishes. There's a fetish of people. Yeah. Oh, this better be good.
You gotta look up the video. This is a classic O&A sound bit. They were playing this as like guess the sound.
Oh no.
And it was a
What is
dude
it?
leaning on a table and he had a huge ass sack, okay? And he was swinging his legs up so to take his nuts to beat the butt plug into his ass deeper. And they had people guess what the sound was.
I don't know.
Wait. This is what?
This guy had a
He's
huge ass
swinging his
sack and he was
legs
leaning
so
over a
his
table
ball
and
sack
he
was
was
hammering at a
like he
butt-
was like lifting his legs so that his ball bag could hammer the butt plug into his asshole deeper.
All right, let's take a look. Let's see what we got. I'm in. You got me. Let's see what we can do.
I love your Google search.
This is, yeah, don't let the government see this. If I die, make sure this gets deleted.
Good thing your girl doesn't share an account with you. She'd be mortified. Adam!
For sure. For sure. What is all these Google
Can you
searches
remember
about
what you were going to say,
cat
though?
Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. It's kind of along the same lines.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Say the thing though while you're looking it up.
I can't find this. Let me try.
Hold on, I'll try to find it for you. Let's see what I can find.
No,
here.
I was gonna say that we were talking about butt
844
plugs. Yeah, go ahead.
844-997-0775. Go ahead.
Have you ever seen a butt plug?
Yeah, I've seen a butt plug. What the fuck kind of question is that? I'm 37 years old.
That doesn't mean shit. You know how many people I know in their 40s and 50s that have gone their entire lives without ever seeing a fucking, like, vibrator, let alone a butt plug? Butt plugs. Yeah, that shit is insane.
No, it's too
So
much.
there's like a bunch
It's
of
too much.
compilations on here, but I don't.
I gotta find
Here's
the
Opie
original
and Anthony,
video.
Wheelchair Fred.
This shit was so great. Oh no, not Wheelchair Fred. Oh my God, Wheelchair Fred.
Wheelchair Fred.
Let's see if this is it. I'm just gonna start playing random Opie and Anthony clips.
Goddamn beautiful. That's
I'm mad as shit.
Yes, butt plug.
No, this is not
This is
it.
just a prank phone call. Yeah.
Dude, I wanted to hear that.
But no, I was gonna say. So there's a, when we were talking about fetishes the other day on the episode, there is a fetish called putt play, and it's dominant. There's one dominant person, and the other person gets and dresses up and acts like a dog. They get in these like skin tight, like latex suits that have like fur and stuff and like make them look like a dog. And then as like your reward, you have to earn your tail. And your tail is just a butt plug with like a dog tail attached to it. And you have to do all this shit. And your reward ends up being getting your tail. And it's a trip. There's a lot of weirdos out there.
You've heard like of the furries, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So how they be trying to be like how they be trying to say that it's not sexual? Because I think that's horseshit.
I think there are some of them that it is sexual, and there's some that just are nerds and want to dress up as characters, and it ends up being this weird thing.
Yeah, because I knew a dude. Like he was married, and like they were married, and they were just pretty much normal old people. I don't know if he went through some sort of a random midlife crisis or whatever the fuck it was, but he wanted to start going to like science fiction events. So he started going to. He got way into science fiction. I think that's a side of this furry thing. Some people just are into furries and they want to dress up in these costumes, and they find it obsessive. It's like a big ass pajama party or some gay shit. Furries.
Holy fucking shit. I shouldn't have looked that shit up. I'm mortified what I just saw. Holy mother.
Hey, let's go to the phone lines. We got another caller. Let's go to the phone lines.
Are they furries?
What did I just see?
What did you see?
Yo, you're live. Go ahead.
It was a butt plug attached to a real jackhammer.
Stasia.
Hey.
Stasia, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. You came in at the wrong time.
Did you say it was attached to a what kind of a camera?
That shit was attached to a jackhammer, a real jackhammer.
Really?
Oh my goodness. I'm mortified. I've heard of drill those before, but never have I heard of.
butt hand.
So I wanted to.
What the hell?
A lot about the kind of person he is.
Yeah, go for it.
So, it was like the day that they put him on the breathing machine and everything and sedated him and all that. And he was laying there in the hospital bed all out of breath and everything, breathing heavy. And he's, well, besides trying to climb out of bed and being like, I can't get up, I can't get up. The other thing that he kept doing, he kept being like, he kept asking if I was okay. Like, how are you doing? Are you okay? And he's all, of course, out of breath all the time. So, are you okay? How are you? And I'm like, dude, I'm just worried about you. Like, you will never find a more loving and, like, protective person to be with, to have as a friend or a boyfriend or anything. Like, it was incredible.
How long were you guys together?
He was just a little over 2 years.
Okay. That's a decent amount of time. That's a long amount of time to build that relationship and bond with somebody.
Yeah, and we were very close. Like, literally, like even if we weren't together, we would still be like close friends. Like, he was amazing.
I know that he also, not to get into too much, but he also kind of took you out of some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of saved you, kind of really, you know what I'm saying, put you up and really kind of rescued you in a way. And that was the kind of dude that he was. He wanted to either connect people or he wanted to, like, actually really be there for you. When we got fucked over with our apartment in Washington, him and Stasia were the only fucking ones to go check on our apartment and see what the status was. Nobody else. Nobody gave a fuck. Do you understand me? So, like, these guys really were there throughout everything. And that was the kind of dude that Tony was. So
yes, he was.
When did it officially happen? On Tuesday? Was it the afternoon?
It was 5:02. Yeah,
5:02.
Yep.
You know, to bring a little bit of light though, that's kind of creepy because 5:02 is the area code of the woman I lost my virginity to. Fucking Tony. Highlighting how I got lucky in Kentucky.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh, that's Tony.
I love Tony. So were you there or were you at work?
I was there.
Okay, you were there.
I knew he wasn't going to be around long, so I stuck around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I know you've been spending time with your family. How's time away so you can kind of clear your mind? You been all right?
Yeah, it's been really nice. I'm actually heading back today, so it was a great little break. My mom had a nice bonfire and everything last night, so.
I'm glad you did that for yourself. You need that for sure. You definitely needed some to clear your head, man. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, I definitely did. It was very nice. I was going insane.
Well, we're gonna we're collecting donations for the Elks Club. I know they've been really good to you guys.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make sure that they get taken care of. So tell me
good.
about them,
I think
because
that's
like
amazing.
I know that you guys went there monthly or every couple weeks. What and what'd you guys go for? What'd you guys do?
So, the Elks Club, they're like a charity group, and they do things for schools, like making sure that kids have the resources they need in schools and, in hospitals and things like that. And they also did a lot of fundraisers for the military. And there were just also a lot of really awesome people there. And, they'd had a little restaurant, we would go hang out, and we had some good friends in there. It was just a really nice, welcoming place. It was just a fun place to chill.
So they like.
I've heard that
give
about a
things
lot of like
to-
Elks clubs though, that they're like that. They're just because they're a nationwide thing. Like there's the Elks clubs. There's like different.
I've honestly
different.
never.
They are.
Yeah, no,
I never heard of them until these guys.
Yeah, I never.
Oh yeah, no. There's like the Elks club. Then there's
I hadn't even heard of him until Tony, so that's why I thought like that's.
Oh,
like,
see,
like the
there you
Moose
go.
Lodge.
See, okay, we're not alone.
there's like the Elks club, Moose Lodge.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those different things, but they're like
know the
big
Lions
communities.
Club.
Like once you be
Is it like the Lions
yeah.
Club?
Are they
no,
like
because
Masons?
Lions is they're more like. So if I remember right, they kind of started as like a place for veterans. Veterans would go to hang out like after they would
Yeah.
retire.
That's how it started.
Yeah, so you got a lot of veterans there. But it's just a place where people can get together. They usually have like a cocktail night, like on a Wednesday or something, and you kind
Right,
of go
right.
in. You can have a couple drinks and
We
share
would go
stories.
for like prime rib on Fridays.
Yeah, exactly. They're big on like their spaghetti dinners
They
on
have-
Sunday night and stuff like.
Yep.
And everybody does
Got
they all
you,
do it a
got
little
you.
different. So it's just a big community for people to come together and talk and meet new people. Sometimes they'll host like special events for holidays and little dances or something during the summertime for people to come and have a good time with their family and stuff like that. So they're good. They're all over the place. You can
That's really
Yeah,
awesome.
they are.
yeah. So
They do so many different kinds of events and fundraisers and just hangout sessions,
exactly.
But anything, they would
Well,
always
we're
raise
gonna
money
make
for different charities.
We're gonna make sure they're taken care of. And thank you so much for letting us know about them and kind of letting us, telling
Yeah.
everybody what they're gonna be donating to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good thing. It's a
totally.
great cause, and Tony would have been totally appreciative for all of this. And I know from a few people already that
He would be so happy.
just knowing Tony, he would have been happy that we're doing this for him. So I'm really glad we can.
Yeah.
We love you, Stasia. Thank you for being a superhero through all of this.
Exactly.
Hang in there, and just keep your head up, all right? And please reach out
I will do.
anytime.
Yep. Thanks for calling. Big shout out, Tony. And call in anytime, and we'll get these donations going.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
No, thank you. Thanks for
you.
calling and
It's
sharing those
incredible what you guys
memories.
are doing.
Where do you
No
get
problem.
off?
Where do you get off?
Yeah, why you get off? I was actually going to start with that, but I forgot. So glad you remembered.
Where do you get off?
That's actually how I
You
was
get
going to
off,
start this whole
boy.
thing was, why you get off? Why you get off?
In the garage.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we'll keep that alive. We'll keep that going. And thanks for calling in again.
Thank you guys.
That's awesome.
I think that's it.
I'm
man.
glad we got
happy.
Eric to call in, who has been close to him for the last 2 years to really give us an inside look at who he was, and that's really cool.
Man, that shit really like shook me up to hear that he was freaking out, but still only cared about her. That shit is so crazy. That's like a
I wanna-
good ass dude, man.
That's
Let
straight
me-
up and down, homie.
I want to, and I don't mean to say this in an insensitive way, and it may come across to some people that way, but do you think, and maybe not, maybe I'm just overthinking it, but in that moment, like he knew things weren't well for himself. So at that point, it was
I
just
think he
like,
knew
well,
something
just
was
let nature
probably
take its
gonna
course
happen.
and make sure everybody else is okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, when
That's
you
a sign
know
of a
when
good
you
dude.
know, man.
You know things aren't well for yourself, and you kind of have that internal conversation with yourself. And so, in his mind, it's just like, well, nature's gonna take its course eventually, but I can do my best to make sure the people that are here with me right now and care enough about me to be here are okay.
1,000%.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good dude.
Especially if your mode is to definitely care about others first. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't care about uncomfortability. The dude would stand if there was no seats. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't ask for, and he was a big ass dude. You know what I'm saying?
He was a house. They called him the house
So,
for a
like,
reason.
They
The
called him the
real
house.
big house.
You know what I mean? And he loved it. He loved it.
Yeah. Well, I don't see
So-
any better way to end the call than, or ending the show than that call right there. So I think we should wrap it up and call it a show for the day. Big
I'm
shout
all
out,
about
Tony. Rest in peace. Again, make those donations. Inbox at comfortablypoor.com if that donation button's not working for you on the YouTube page. Inbox at comfortablypoor.com. 844-997-0775 if you got any other stories, comments, anything like that, or anything that you want to say. And I think until next time, man.
We
Take it
have
easy.
been